All right, let's get into it. Today, we are talking about the Fumblers. And oh man, if you want a show that just perfectly nails the absurd digital mess we're all swimming in, this is it. It's the surreal, hilarious satire, and we're going to break it down piece by piece. The whole thing kicks off with, well, just a black screen.
And then, boom, right out of the darkness, you hear this voice. This monologue just drops. And it's paranoid, it's a little unhinged, and it sets the perfect tone for all the madness that's about to unfold. That voice, that's our guy, Tyler. And he's going to be our, let's call him our tour guide through this whole crazy world.
Okay, so who is this Tyler guy? Well, the show introduces him as our protagonist. He calls himself a word witch. Yeah, you heard me. And he's broadcasting from his garage. But it's not just a garage, of course. It's the command center. The whole scene is shot with this crazy fisheye lens, so everything feels super intense and kind of warped right from the get-go. And what's this grand mission all about? Tyler holds up his phone, screen all cracked, and on it is this super grainy 20-year-old photo of some guy in a bucket hat holding a trophy from a hot dog eating contest. And this picture is the entire basis for the operation. Tyler explains, totally serious, that this guy's crime was, and I'm quoting here, vibrationally offending a high-ranking grand poobah at the bowling alley. Probably. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So he's giving this big mission briefing to his agents by talking into a selfie stick. And the stakes? What are the huge life-or-death stakes here? We find out we absolutely cannot let this guy finish his show on Hulu. That's it. The mission name is just as good, JPEG Mirage. It's our first real taste of how ridiculously low the stakes are in this world of completely manufactured outrage.
All right, let's check in with the team on the ground. We cut to field ops and meet an agent named Nona. She's sitting in her white SUV looking very serious when she gets an alert on this app called Stalk-R. And she is kitted out, okay? She's got these tactical sunglasses she probably bought at a gas station, and she's sipping a Diet Peach Snapple. She is ready for action.
Okay, and this is where it just gets beautiful. So Nona thinks her mission is to stalk the target, the guy in the bucket hat. But the reality? She's literally stalking her own husband, Phil, who's just sitting in the passenger seat next to her, wearing a bucket hat. And that Stalk-R app, it's not real. It's just mirroring software. So while Nona's playing spy, Tyler's back in his basement watching her through her own phone's camera and using her data to order 400 pounds of birdseed to our house. All for the cause, of course. And you gotta love this part. Nona sends in her field report with this super deadpan, serious spy movie voice. And the whole time, her husband Phil is just sitting there, munching on a sandwich, totally clueless, asking if they're going anywhere. The contrast is just perfect. But wait, there's more. Nona's not the only agent out there on this doomed mission. We also get to meet Stacy. And her assignment? To create a hostile environment at a local park. The actual plan for how she's going to do this? Well, let's just call it the science of dum-dum. And her method is truly something else. First, she spots a guy in a bucket hat. Is it the target? Nope, just some random tourist. Then she just walks past him 14 times, whispering weird, cryptic stuff. At one point, she full-on yells at this poor, confused hiker, "The hawk flies at midnight, sinner!" And the guy, understandably, is so freaked out, he just gives her money to go away.
So what's the result of this brilliant operation? She successfully intercepts a bribe, and the grand total for the cause is $20. She actually reports this back to Tyler as, and I quote, $20 and emotional validation. So, mission accomplished in her book.
Okay, so where does all this lead? Well, by late afternoon, any tiny shred of coordination that might have existed is just gone. The whole operation spirals into this magnificent, chaotic mess, and the epicenter of this mess, for some reason, is a local Arby's. And this really breaks down the beautiful chaos for you. We have this whole chain of misplaced stalking. There's another agent, Cord, who's now stalking Nona. Nona, of course, is still stalking her husband, Phil. And poor Phil, he's just trying to find a bathroom. And the actual target, the Marmalade Spectre, he's just chilling at home watching TV, with no idea any of this is even happening. Meanwhile, back in the command center, Tyler's looking at his dashboard, which is really just a super janky spreadsheet with like 47 different tabs. Suddenly, a big red alert starts flashing. It's warning of a collision course because five white SUVs are all descending on the same Arby's. Why? Because somebody thought they saw a bucket hat in a trash can. Tyler's reaction is to just start screaming into a walkie-talkie that's not even turned on. So, While our heroes are busy causing a traffic jam at an Arby's, the show cuts away to the target's house. It's time. We finally get to see the man, the myth, the legend, the so-called Marmalade Spectre himself. Let's see what this is all really about.
And what do we find? Absolutely nothing. Total silence. The guy looks nothing like that 20-year-old picture. He's just a quiet dude sipping some herbal tea and watching a documentary about deep-sea squids. It is the most normal, boring, mundane scene you could possibly imagine. But then, the target does something truly catastrophic. He sneezes. Just a normal sneeze. And back in Tyler's garage, his super advanced AI system flags this as a bioweapon trigger. And of course, this immediately kicks off a whole new protocol. Operation Wasabi Veil. The absurdity level is just off the charts.
So how does this whole thing end? Not with a bang, but with the sound of a dial-up modem. This entire high-stakes, super serious surveillance mission is about to be taken down by the single most powerful force known to man, a mom who needs to use the internet. Yep, Tyler's entire system just crashes. Why? Because his mom, Judy, is starting her Zoom aerobics class on the same network. She needs the Ethernet cable, and she is not playing games. Her voice just cuts right through all the secret communication channels.
And then it just dawns on Tyler. That high-level frequency he thought he was intercepting, it wasn't some secret code from the target. It was the audio from his mom's Jane Fonda workout tape playing in the living room. So he grabs his dead walkie-talkie and just starts screaming, "Abort! Abort!"
And this last scene just sums it all up so perfectly. On one side, you've got the Fumblers, stuck in a traffic jam they created outside an Arby's, all yelling at each other about protocol. And on the other side, there's the so-called target, just sipping his tea on the porch, watching the sunset, having a lovely, quiet evening. Total chaos versus total calm.
The very last shot is just brilliant. We see the target give this gentle little wave to the camera, and right then, a single bucket hat just falls out of the sky and lands on his lawn. And it really leaves you with a great question to chew on, right? In this world of constant surveillance, where everyone is watching, but nobody actually knows what they're looking at, what's the bigger threat? The surveillance itself, or the just staggering, hilarious incompetence of the people doing the watching?